Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome to Critical Beauty. Today, I have a special guest. Her name is Kim Hulshof. She is Miss Grand Groningen 2025, and she's competing in Miss Grand Netherlands 2025. If you have any questions for Kim, please feel free to write them down in the chat box below, and I'd be more than happy to read the questions back to her. So ask any question, whatever you like. So we're just waiting for Kim to enter the chat room, and then we're off. I hope everybody's doing fine. I think I see her now. Hey.
Hi,
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. You look gorgeous.
Thank you. You too.
Well, it takes one beautiful person to know another one.
Exactly.
Uh, so how have you been? Are you excited about Miss Grand Netherlands?
Yes, I'm so excited. I really, really love Miss Grand Netherlands because not only is it a beautiful pageant, but it also gives me the power to use my platform. So I'm really excited.
Now, wait a minute. What is your platform?
My platform is all about using your voice after violence because unfortunately I was stuck in a violent relationship. So coming out of the situation, it really taught me the most valuable lesson of all, and that is to use your voice. Because with using your voice, you can really inspire others to do the same, and that's what I do.
That's very interesting. Well, that is a very serious platform. And
Yeah, it
and I
is.
think it's also very, very important because a lot of people don't realize that even though a lot of women, are free to do whatever they want in other cultures, but I think there's still half of the women in the other part of the world are not as
Mm-hmm.
free, and they feel sort of like entrapped in a
Yeah.
relationship that they
Mm-hmm.
cannot get out of. And it's heartbreaking. It's really heartbreaking. And there isn't a day that goes by where you hear sad stories of women being victimized,
Mm-hmm.
being physically abused,
Yeah,
um, and that leaves a lot of deep psychological impact uh,
definitely.
on their lives. So, well, I'm glad that you've chosen that platform because it is very, very important. And not a lot of women out there talk about that platform.
No, I had the same problem because when it happened to me, I felt like first of all, I felt like it happened to nobody and it happened only to me. So I was very like, I should keep it in front of me. I should not talk about this. I felt very ashamed because in some way I felt like it was my fault. Um, and when I started talking about it, I realized that there are a lot of women in the same situation. So it's a very serious problem. And I never realized it until I started talking about it.
Exactly, exactly. Um, okay, well, that's good to know. So, as you know, of course, the advocacy of Miss Grand International is about stopping the war and violence, and I think your platform is very, very relevant to the pageants advocacy. So I'm very, very glad. Well, as you know, I know a little
Mm-hmm.
about you from what I've seen in your social media, and is this your first time competing in Miss Grand Netherlands?
Oh, yeah, in Miss Grand Netherlands, yes, it's my first time.
And how did you, first of all, how did you get interested in competing in pageants?
Well, it was a while ago. In 2016, I got scouted for the Miss Teenage competition. And first I thought like, maybe I shouldn't do it because I live in a very small town. So people were like, oh, you should not do this. This is very weird. And why do you think so highly of yourself? Just be normal. Just like these things. And so first, in the first year, in 2016, I didn't go. And in 2017, I got scouted again, and I was like, you know what? I think I want to do this because it sounds so interesting, and I really loved every aspect of it. I've always been a girl's girl with the makeup and the hair and the outfits and the heels and the nails. So I was like, let me just see how far I can go. So I went to the casting day and I became a finalist of Miss Teen in my region. And well, I fell immediately in love because not only is it about the looks, but it's also really about empowering each other and really using your voice. I felt really confident during the pageant. So I since then I started doing pageant almost every year, and I don't think I will ever be able to stop.
So what was your first pageant that you've ever competed in?
I did Miss Teen of Drenthe that year.
How did you do?
I was second runner up.
That's not too
Yeah.
bad.
No, for the first time, I was like, okay, well, let me get further into it.
That's great. Um, well, of course. Okay, so tell us a little bit about your, your family, your background, your education, all
Mhm.
those beautiful things that the people out there would want to know about you.
So I live in a very loving family. I have a sister and two parents, of course, my mom and dad. And I'm always taught to be kind. And I think that's very beautiful from what I get taught because this has helped me so much in my life. No matter what came overcame me, I always kept being kind to myself and to others. And I did a lot of educations because I never knew what I wanted to do. I felt it was very hard for me to choose one thing because I felt like I don't want to limit myself into one specific thing. But of course, when you have to choose a job, you have to do one thing is better. So I first I did a psychology school, but it was very hard. And at the time I was very young, so I wanted to work with young women at the time. I do it now, but I wanted to back then, but I couldn't because I wasn't 18 yet, so I had to wait. And then I chose to do something completely different, and I did marketing and communication. Well, I'm very bad at math, so that didn't work. So later I was doing teaching assistant and I graduated from that. So now I'm working with children. I work in childcare and I'm very happy to do so because most of the time people are like, "Oh, what are you teaching them?" But to be honest, I learn a lot from them because they have no fears in dreaming. If they want to be an astronaut, they'd be like, I'm becoming an astronaut when I grow up. And I feel like grown-ups are not, I feel like they are more afraid to say what they really want to do because the world tell them to just be normal, just choose a normal job. And I feel this is what I really love about my job because I can just give them papers and say, draw your dream job. And they be like the most crazy things. And I really love this.
It's funny because I taught in high school and also in college. And sometimes the most rewarding uh aspect of teaching is what you actually learn from your students and
Mhm.
not what you teach them, but it's what they teach you,
Yeah.
especially with children, because children these days they're smarter, and sometimes they're
Absolutely.
wiser. They're wiser than grown-ups, than adults. And sometimes they say things out of the blue. They don't even know what they're talking about, but to you as an adult, it makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, really.
It makes
Really,
sense.
and I really love the fantasy of the kids. They be like, "I'm Iron Man," and they just put on something like a slipper, and they're like, "Papa, this is so funny to me," because they have such a great imagination.
So I suppose one day you want to be a mother. You want to have your own children.
Yeah, yeah. One day I do, but I feel like right now I'm too young, and I have so many
Yes.
dreams in front of me, and I feel like I really want to achieve. First, I want to live my life to the fullest and achieve everything I wanted to achieve. And when I'm done with that, of course, I want to be a mom.
Good one. Good decision. Just wait. Wait. I
Hmm.
mean, when you're young, especially, you can do so many things, go to see the world, travel, get to know as many people and cultures as possible. Yeah, just take advantage of your youth to experience life. Great. That's wonderful. Now, there's some challenges competing in a pageant. One of the major
Hmm.
challenges is, of course, finances. It's not very cheap to compete in a pageant. Now, besides money, what other challenges have you faced while you were competing in pageants?
Wow. I faced a lot of challenges, but I feel like the hardest one was to really believe in myself because when I was young, I was like, oh, I can never make it to be a winner. And now I'm like, oh, I can do it. I have everything it takes, but I'm much more confident now. But it was definitely a struggle because when I was doing Miss Teen and I placed second runner up, I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, me third place? That's impossible, you know? And feel like to be a winner, you really have to believe in yourself. You really have to find your voice and use your platform and just speak up and be unapologetically yourself and not just feel like, oh, I can never make this. Because if you think like this, you cannot make it. This is really the power because you have to be in your mind, you have to be like, I am the winner. I'm gonna do this.
Yes.
And
That
that was
is,
really,
yeah, that is so important because, every time you try to compete in a pageant, you always think of yourself as the winner already. And,
mm-hmm,
and I think the more positive uh, thoughts you have in your mind, the more positive energy you will get, you will receive. So
yeah,
everything is really in your mind. Okay, fine, fine, fine. If you don't win, that take it as a signal that you're not ready yet. Uh,
mm-hmm,
that it doesn't end there. You can try over and over again. And with pageants like Miss Universe, if you're interested in competing someday in the Miss Universe system, there's no age limit anymore.
mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
that's very good.
so when you're 55 and have like three grandchildren, you can still compete. You
Well,
know,
never say never. Never say never.
never say never. Exactly. Um, well, how would your friends and your family describe you in 3 words?
3 words. Okay. I think in 3 words, what I hear a lot of the times is that I'm very energetic. There was like, whoa, you're so much energy. It's like I always feel like I make them laugh. So I would also say funny. And they also say that I'm very loyal and kind. So these are the 3 words that my friends would describe me as.
You know what? Those are 3 important adjectives because every beauty pageant queen should possess all those characteristics and whatnot. Now, did you say you're energetic? You're energetic, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you need a lot of energy when you're competing in Miss Grand. Okay,
Hmm. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if Melissa have shared with you her experience while she was competing. There wasn't a day that went by when the girls were not doing anything. They were always
Mhm.
doing something every day by the hour. And
Yeah,
some of
and I
these,
love this.
yeah, I think some of the girls gave up and they either quit the contest and some of them got sick because they lacked
Oh.
all the energy and the stamina. So people out there, if you want to compete in the Miss Grand system like Kim, be aware that you need a lot of energy and stamina. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you're
Yeah.
in the right system. You're in the right pageant.
Yeah, yeah, this is really what I loved about Miss Grand. Also, the whole show and everything surrounding it. It's so beautiful, and I feel like with my energy, I can really, really, well, I hope, of course, to represent Netherlands during Miss Grand, and I think I can really make it into the top 10 like Melissa.
Exactly. Ashley Brown?
Yeah.
Okay, so Ashley, of course, competed last year, and she did an amazing job representing the Netherlands. And she was one of the Grand Voices winners, I believe,
Yes.
and very talented. Now, do you have any talent?
I do also have some silly talents. Like, for example, I can do the
Name it.
moonwalk.
What?
I can do the moonwalk,
Oh, the
and
moonwalk.
one day I was in my room and I was like, I want to learn something new. So I went on YouTube and I watched all these tutorials and now I can do it. And I also sing. I take singing lessons. So I'm really trying to improve those skills because, of course, it's very important for Miss Grant. And Ashley did such a great job. I just want to do the same thing, to be honest. So,
So did you? Okay, you can sing. So did you watch Eurovision
yes, of
2025?
course.
You know what? Okay, I have to be honest. Eurovision is not very popular in the United States. Okay. So the only reason why I started watching it is because a couple of my friends kept telling me, Rafa, you need to watch this video called Wasted Love, which eventually won, from Austria.
Yes.
And I
Mm-hmm.
said, oh, okay, sure, whatever. And then after watching that, I started watching Estonia's video, which I thought was one of the best as well. What was that? The espresso macchiato
Yeah,
cappuccino?
with the dance.
Yes, I know. I love danceable music. And of course, the Netherlands song C'est la vie, which is very
Mm-hmm.
danceable. I like that as well. So I'm glad, for the winners. But Eurovision is not really very big in the United States, in the same way as soccer is not big
Mm-hmm.
in this country. That
It's the
needs to
same.
change. That needs to
Yeah,
change.
it needs to change, but also with pageantry. I feel like when you come into the Netherlands and you're a soccer player in the Netherlands, you're very famous. But when you're a pageant girl, you're only famous among the pageant community. And I feel like this needs to change too. Like pageantry and singing and with this song, it should be more popular.
Exactly. So Dutch people, if you're watching this chat, okay, you need to support Dutch beauty queens, okay? Because remember, they represent your beautiful country, okay? They are representatives of Dutch culture, Dutch values of the Dutch nation. So please support and they're all beautiful. All the Dutch girls that I've interviewed, they're all intelligent, wonderful, naturally beautiful. Okay, I
Thank
haven't
you.
seen any Dutch queen that had a cosmetic surgery. Have you had any cosmetic surgery?
No, I only had lip filler.
Oh, everybody does lip filler, okay? No
That's
big
totally
deal.
fine.
Yeah, no big deal. I think 99.9% of all beauty pageant contestants, have lip filler anyway. So it's no big deal. But the most important thing is really to have good skin, take care of your skin, good beautiful hair.
Mm-hmm.
And Miss Grand, I think they love girls that have big hair.
Mm-hmm.
uh, like there's no weight requirement, I believe, but your weight should be proportionate to your height. So yeah, so that's I think that's the truth. And the most important thing is your face. You have a beautiful face. There's no
Thank
doubt.
you.
I mean, you're a head turner. I think if you enter a room, people will go, "Ah, who is that blonde girl? She looks like a Barbie doll. Who is that?"
Well, I sure hope they do.
Everybody wants to make friends with the Barbie doll, okay? So that's neat. Well, that's wonderful. Okay, so here's a good question for you. Why do you think that you're the best candidate for the Miss Grand Netherlands crown, Kim?
Oh, this question is always so hard because, of course, I don't want to discredit any other girls because they all work so hard, and I feel like we all deserve it, of course. But I feel like I deserve it a little bit more because I have so much experience in pageantry, and for a long time, I never wanted to dare to be myself, and I feel like now I'm 25, I'm really daring to be myself. I'm using my voice. I want to just own the stage, and I that's why I took the singing classes, and that's why I just want to show like this is who I am. I'm not the shy girl that I was a few years ago anymore. I am now a rising star, a pop star, if you may. So this is why I think I really deserve it, and also because of my advocacy, of course, and with the slogan of Miss Grand, and with my advocacy, I feel like it's just sometimes you have to fit a pageant, but I feel like this pageant really fits me, and that's why I believe that I am the next Miss Grand Netherlands.
Bravo, good answer. You spoke, obviously you spoke from the heart. You sound very sincere, very honest. And not only that, but you know exactly why you're in this pageant. You know exactly that this is the pageant for you. There's no doubt.
Mhm.
So, and you spoke with a lot of confidence too. Your confidence level is very, very high. So I
Ooh.
do not expect you to get nervous on stage.
No, no, I don't think so. Also, I practice a lot, so I hope I'm not getting any nerves on stage. But of course, it's natural to feel a little bit nervous. I feel like it's more the adrenaline kicking in, which is very healthy because it makes you look even more. So
Exactly.
I'm excited.
Well, I look forward to it. When is it? When is the finals?
June 15th.
Oh my God. Ooh, that's like 4 weeks away.
Yeah.
Next month.
Mm-hmm.
We're really looking forward to it. Okay, here's a good question, Kim. What do most people think about you is false, but it's actually true?
Okay, I really love this question because I feel like a lot of people when they see me, of course I'm blonde, and they think like, oh, you must be very dumb, or they're like, oh, blondes are dumb, which is not true because I participated in a reality show which is called Muscles and Brains, and believe it or not, I was the brain, and I made it into almost to the finals. I was there for 6 weeks, so I'm actually very very smart, if I may say it. I like to learn new things. I like to learn from new experiences. And it's not true. I'm not a dumb blonde. But which is true is that blondes have more fun though.
I totally agree. I think, this whole stereotype of dumb girls being blonde, whoever started the stereotype is guilty
Hmm.
of of slander, of defamation.
Yeah, they are.
They should be sued, okay, by all the blondes in the world, okay?
By Legally Blonde. Do you know the movie Legally Blonde?
Yes, of
I love
course.
it.
Yeah, one and two. I love that movie. Yeah, so well, that's good to know. Okay, everybody out there, okay, Kim is blonde. She's very smart. She's very intelligent. Okay, she's not dumb. Okay,
Not
not
dumb.
at all. Okay, write that down in your notebook. Ever.
Don't ever
Um,
forget.
Never forget. Okay, let's delve into deeper questions, Kim.
Okay.
We all have a purpose in life. Okay.
Mhm.
What is yours?
Wow, it's a really, really long time I thought about this question because, as I mentioned, I'm 25 now. So it's really the age where I'm like, what do I really want from life and what can I give? And I feel like my purpose is just to inspire young people, maybe especially girls, because I've been in this situation, to just use their voice. And I know that it's very, very hard because I've been in this situation too where I didn't want to use my voice and it felt so scary because when you do it, you get a lot of opinions, but I just want to inspire them to use your voice and just speak up and don't ever feel ashamed of who you are because who you are is beautiful and authentic. And you should never change that by anyone, not by society or because someone tells you you cannot be this or you cannot be that or you should act this way. And I feel like this is my purpose in life to help young people find their voice, find their purpose, and just do whatever makes them feel happy and not what society tells them to do.
That's a great answer because I think, yeah, again, it goes back to knowing about yourself, who you are, what do you want to do in your life, what are your dreams and what do you have to do to realize these dreams. And
Mm-hmm.
again, it also depends on the culture or on the society where you live
Yeah.
or where you raise. Maybe in the Netherlands or in most of Europe, it's probably easier for women and young girls to accomplish their dreams. But on
Mm-hmm.
the other side of the world, it's a challenge. It's very different.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, so I think I believe that purpose as well because I love, I'm a pageant coach and I've trained and mentored teenage girls. And I think being a pageant coach, one of the most rewarding things is to see young girls develop into
Mm-hmm.
a courageous, beautiful young woman and actually
Mm-hmm.
be vocal, having their voice. So I'm glad. I applaud your
Thank
purpose.
you.
Good.
And
That's
I
good.
applaud you for doing that because this is
Thank
amazing.
you.
Of course.
Now, Kim, what do you like to do for fun?
Ooh, well, this is might be a little bit of a basic answer, but what I like to do for fun is absolutely shopping. I'm really into fashion. I love putting pieces together, and when I'm with my friends, we go shopping, and sometimes we do this crazy challenge, like, oh, you pick clothes for me, and I pick clothes for you, and sometimes the craziest combinations make really good ones. So I really love to do this for fun, but also makeup because I feel like I can express myself in it. Right now, I'm like glam, pageant glam, but I also love to explore with colors and with craziness. So this is really what my creative side is.
That's well, I think we all need to go shopping. I shop. Well, I'm obsessed with Temu. Okay. I buy some of the things, really cheap, affordable things from Temu. I know I should stop doing that because it has become an addiction. And I feel guilty because here I am preaching about sustainability and
Mhm.
you know, recycling, but yet I still continue buying new things.
Yeah. Yeah, but nobody's perfect, and it's the little small things that matter.
True.
So,
Sure. But I promise myself that I will spend less from Temu and just go to my local thrift
mhm.
store, my secondhand
Mm.
store, and get
This is
things that
good.
I really want. And also there's a difference between wanting and needing. So if you really need it, buy it. But if you just want it, just because you want it, don't buy it. Okay?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. This is a good advice.
Very good. Now, Kim, okay, so name three things that you would never do. Even if they paid you, let's say $20 million.
Wow, three things I would never do. This is really hard because I said, like I said, never say never, but I feel like one thing I wouldn't do anymore is not be true to myself, because I don't ever want to be in a situation again where I feel like I can't be true to myself. At the end of the day, I just want to look in the mirror and be like, you know what, you're not perfect, but you did what you could. So this is what I would never do. What I also would never do is, I think I would say lie, but sometimes a lie is for sometimes a little lie is
Yeah, yeah.
necessarily. Um, but what I also would never do is betray my friends or family, because I'm a very loyal person and I see this as one of my good qualities. So I would not want to spill that. One thing I would never do is stop using my voice.
What?
S- I would never stop with you. I would never stop with using my voice
Okay, good.
because
Good.
I
You know
feel
what?
like my voice is so. Since I've developed it. Sorry.
No, it's good because if you need your voice if you really want to express something that is so important, to you and for the rest of the world, you definitely have to use your voice. That's why
Mm-hmm.
a beauty queen can never be silent, okay?
No, no, you just can't. There's no going back.
There's no going back. If you see or witness something wrong, you always have to speak up about it.
Mm-hmm.
I think to me, those not necessarily beauty queens, but also any type of individual, any type of person who does something quickly when they see something wrong, rather than not doing anything. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
just mention that. Good. Um, all right, here's a good question. If there were no rules in life, Kim,
Mm-hmm.
okay, for one day,
Mm-hmm.
and you could be totally crazy and outrageous, what would you do?
I would say, because I really believe in the power of uniting people, I would say just open all the borders and let people just be together, because I feel like when there are no borders, you will see that we are all people and we're all the same. And we should really connect more and not be divided by some politic choices. So this is one thing I would really do, and maybe make traveling free. I know it is not good for our system, but I really love to travel. I really love to see so much from the world, and I feel like this is really something that could help a lot of people. So I would choose that for one day, just one
just
day.
just for one day, okay. Well, that's great, but just be careful, that no crazy people, you know enter enter your neighborhood and start robbing and stealing or killing other people. That's why.
That would be really, really bad, and I would feel so
I
guilty.
mean, there's a reason why there are borders, because some countries feel protected and safer if there are borders. And of course there are
Yeah.
other countries, because I think for me as an American, um the whole idea of being a sovereign nation is that you have to have borders. People are welcome to America, as long as you do it legally, and
Yeah.
that you don't have any criminal records, okay?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, I don't.
I think it's the same thing with any country in the world. Like they only
Mhm.
want the best people to come to live
Yeah.
in the country. All right, good. I mean,
Which
there
is
are certain
righteous, of
exceptions.
course. I
Yes,
get.
yeah, good. Um, okay, so which characteristics do you think you inherited from your parents, Kim?
Ooh. Well, I will go first with one thing that I think I got from my mom is really her discipline, just
Discipline.
showing up. Yeah, just showing up. And she always did this. My mom was really the rock of the family because it hasn't always been easy with two girls at home and you know.
Are
But
you the oldest of the girls?
no,
You're the
I'm
youngest.
I'm the tiniest. Yeah, I have a bigger
You're the
sister.
baby. Okay.
Yeah, I'm the baby. And she's always been this rock and I think I've never seen my mom collapse. She always carried it so well. Um, and this is really one thing I inherited from my mother. Just no matter how you feel, just show up, do your best, and you will see. Because, for example, today I woke up and I was like, I might not feel my best today, but I went to the gym anyway because I felt like I should be disciplined. And after I was done, I felt like, oh, I feel so much better. I'm so glad that I did it. So this is really what I got from my mom. And I think from my dad is really funny. He's, he's such a funny guy. He can never go somewhere and not crack a joke. And I think this is so good because this makes him very likable. I feel like especially in my hometown, everyone loves my dad. Um, I inherited it from him, so I'm very glad that we have this humor in the family. And one thing that, of course, I got from them is to always be kind and be loving. And this is also what I got from them. Be grateful. They always say to me, wherever you go, always say thank you. Always say thank you for doing this and to do that. And this is really just the principles that I got from my parents. And I'm so glad that they did because I feel like it made me such a better person.
Well, that's wonderful. It seems like your family is a very
Yeah.
wholesome family.
Yeah.
Your parents taught you all the good values to live by, and I think that's great. Um, Sadly, there are just so many families out there that are broken and they lack, values, good values to teach to their children. And I think, that's sad. But on the good side, there's some good families like yours that continue this good tradition. That's wonderful.
Mhm.
So it seems like every time there's parties going on, it's always you guys are always having fun.
Yeah, we do.
There's never a boring moment in the Hulshof household.
Oh, never, never. It's always fun to be around us.
That's great. Well, so you don't have a brother. Did you wish you had a brother?
Well, growing up, I wish I did because we were with two girls, and my sister and I didn't always get along because, we stole each other clothes. And it wasn't the best experience, but now that we're older, my sister is really my best friend, and, you know, it's just because she is my sister. I know she would never ever hurt me on purpose. She would never betray me, and I would never betray her. It's just this loyalty that comes with the family. And friends, sometimes you may ask, is this really a good friend for me or not? But with my sister, she's my best friend, and I couldn't have wished for a better sister than her. So right now,
That's
no, I didn't wish I had a brother, but when I was younger, maybe I did.
Well, the reason I ask is sometimes, having like an older brother, it makes you feel more protected and safer.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
let's say if a boy starts, courting you and you don't
Hmm.
like this boy and you're getting afraid of this boy, what do you do? So you tell your big brother, can you get
Hmm.
rid of this boy?
Yeah, but my sister is in that is my sister did the same. We did the same for each other because we went to parties together, and whenever someone touched my sister, which he didn't like, I would be there like, "Don't touch my sister," and the other way around. So I feel like we are also each other's brothers a bit.
So you protect each other.
Yeah, very much.
Okay, that's great. So you guys are really, really very close. Now, Kim, we all had our embarrassing moments. Okay. What is your most embarrassing moment, and how did you handle it?
Well, I've had a lot of embarrassing moments
Well, what
because
was
of
the
course
most embarrassing?
the most embarrassing, well, recently, of course, I did a reality show and we had questions and I was so scared to give the wrong answer because of the prejudice of about blonde women. So there was this question, and they were looking for a number, and they had three words. They had Cristiano Ronaldo, the lucky number, and in the Netherlands we have the Seven Sisters. Is a book. I don't know if you
No.
have it. Okay, well here we have the Seven Sisters. So of course the number they were looking for was seven. And I pressed the button, and suddenly I was so nervous, and I was like, nine. And I felt so embarrassed because I was like, I knew this question, but I knew the number. And I was just there, like, oh no, this is so embarrassing. But we all had these moments, and it's normal to make those small mistakes, but it was still a bit embarrassing because it was also on national television.
Well, I would be totally flabbergasted, especially if it's on national TV. Because if you felt embarrassed on national TV, that means the whole world saw it, the whole country
Hmm.
saw it, and
Yeah,
it's going to stay on the internet forever.
yeah, it does.
But when you look back to it, oh, you're probably just going to laugh it off. Oh yeah, that happened
Yeah.
to me. Now is
Hmm.
no, I think it's just funny.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
okay, so we all have our definition of beauty.
Hmm.
To you, what is beauty?
Beauty. Well, this is a very good question because a lot of times people are like, um, they all have a different taste because beauty on the outside is different for everyone. But I feel like you're really beautiful if you just own who you are and don't ever let people stop you or change your opinions. I feel like you're very beautiful if you speak kind words because I don't like people who say only negative words. I feel like it makes you, I don't know, maybe less beautiful as a person if you're always negative or always nagging about other people. So it really makes you beautiful if you speak kindly, if you're very loving, and nobody's perfect, but as long as you move with pure intentions, that makes you a beautiful person.
That's a beautiful, simple, yet very profound answer.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Great. Now, here's one. Um, what? Oh, if you could be great at one thing, all right,
Mhm.
what would it be and why? Because I always like, I'm glad that you can sing. I cannot sing. If I could be great at one thing, I hope it would be singing because I like to sing. I cannot sing, so I sing in the shower so people won't hear.
Mhm. I want to hear one day.
No.
Come
What about
on.
you?
No, I can send you something. Actually, I'm thinking about posting a video maybe this week, so stay tuned, I would say.
Okay.
But if I could be great at one thing, what was really a struggle for me was communicating because in my head, I always know what I want to say, but when I try to say it, speaking is not always as easy as it seems. So I would want to be really, really good at communicating and always just be fluently. Like sometimes I say words and I want to build a sentence, but it doesn't work the right way. So I want to be really good at communicating and always just can I want to express myself the best way.
Well, you speak English very fluently. I mean, there's no doubt. I mean, I think Dutch people speak at least what, two languages, English and Dutch.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
are you better speaking English or Dutch?
Well, I have a friend of mine. She lives in America and we call a lot. So now my English is really improved. But of course, Dutch is my native language. So it will always be easier. Sometimes when I speak English, I have to look for some words and I'm like, oh, what was the word again? But I would say I'm fluent in English, but there's always room for improvements.
Sure, of course. But I think though, when you like when you get angry, sometimes your native language just comes out naturally.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
want to insult, if you want to insult people, you insult people in Dutch, not in English, okay? It's true, right?
Oh, I must say I'm not really the easiest person to get very angry, but maybe it's just my thoughts that will get Dutch.
Now, will you be singing in English, I assume?
Yeah, I think I will.
Okay, good. Good, 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 good. Of course, we know singing is one of your like your talents, but do you have any hidden talents? Like people don't know anything about your hidden talents.
I do. I actually play the guitar too.
No way. So
I do.
you can sing and you can play the guitar at the same time?
Yeah, I'm like the Dutch Taylor Swift.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah,
Well,
but I never.
maybe that should be your talent. Should you win Miss Grand Netherlands?
Yes, that would be amazing. I'm
Yeah,
gonna practice.
that's wonderful. Oh, if you need backup dancers, I can be a backup dancer if you want. I can like,
Oh,
you know,
definitely.
dance.
I would definitely keep you in mind. I think it will look wonderful.
Me, Robin, and Stefan.
That would be amazing. We can make those cute little outfits and then put you in the
Yes.
back. Oh my God. I can
Yeah,
see
well, I'll
it
be holding
happening.
tulips, maybe wearing one of those Dutch wooden shoes.
Ooh, yes. Oh, that's a great idea
Keep that
there.
in mind.
I will.
Oh, this is too funny. Okay, here's a fun question. Okay.
Mhm,
So what would you do, let's say if you were born a man, if you were the opposite sex for a
mhm.
month, Kim, 1 month, you're a
Ow.
man. What
Woo.
would you do for 1 month as a man?
Wow. If it was a month, that's a long time. Wow. I
All
would.
right, fine. 2 weeks.
Okay, okay, that makes it a little bit better. If I was a man for 2 weeks, wow, I would definitely experience how the world will treat me differently. I don't know if it's, because as women, we always say that men are treated differently than women, but we never experienced it. So it will be really interesting for me to experience what it's like if it's really like people think it is.
Would you, let's say, do something physical that only men can do, like maybe build a house or do some auto mechanics, like fix a car,
Mhm.
all those traditional,
Yeah.
job that men can do?
Well, I think in the Netherlands we have there are a lot of women that do these jobs too. So I don't think only men can do it, but maybe I would see if it's easier for a man to get there. And
Okay.
that would be my project.
Okay, that's a good project. That's a
Mm,
good
yeah.
project. Good. Now, we all have habits that are very annoying, okay? Kim, do you have any annoying habits?
Well, according to my friends, I have a lot.
You have a lot. Well, name at least two.
At least two. Well, I think because I'm very energetic, sometimes when people are low in energy, I will always be high in energy. So sometimes they're like, Kim, can you just shut your mouth for a second? And I'm like, "Oh, okay, I'm sorry." And also, one thing that annoys my friends sometimes is that I'm very a dreamy person. So sometimes they tell me stories, and I'm in my head dreaming about other things, and I'm living in La La Land here, and they're like, Kim, pay attention. I'm, oh, yes, I'm sorry. So these are things that they find very, very annoying about me, and which I know about. But I think it's good because we sometimes we play these games with the card games with questions, and they're like, oh, name annoying things, name good things. And I think that's really good as a friend group to just learn from each other and how do you view me and how do I view you. So we do this a lot, and it's actually really fun because right now I know what annoys them, but no matter what, they keep loving me anyway. So it's not like they should change that about you, but it's fun
Wait,
to know.
if you daydream, so when you were a little girl in school, every time your teacher said something, did you always pay attention to what they were saying, or were you in La La Land already?
I was in my own head a lot because I felt like it was a lot better in my own head, I guess.
Yes.
I was making up these musicals and these pop songs, and I do this a lot because then I think, oh, if this song was mine, what kind of music video would suit it? And then I'm like playing it in my head, and I'm not paying attention to the class anymore.
Okay. For me, what I find annoying sometimes is like people they constantly like talk, 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 talk. They always talk about themselves. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So especially with conversations, if a conversation is supposed to be a two-way street, not a one-way street. But if the other person only talks about themselves, I get really, really annoyed.
Yeah,
And I
I
just
get.
do like I cover my ears and I said, "La, la, la, la."
You're like the song. I'm covering my ears like a
Exactly, exactly. So people out
yeah.
there, okay, learn how to converse properly. You
Mm-hmm.
need to engage the other person as well. This is all not about you. It's about two people getting to know each other, okay?
And this
That's
is
all.
the only way to connect.
Exactly. Okay. So, all right. So, here's a fun question. Kim, what do you bring with you everywhere you go? Not including cell phone, your
Okay.
wallet or your purse or your car keys, because we all do that anyway.
Okay, what do I carry with me everywhere I go? Mm, does my lipstick count?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
I always like to bring a good lip combo because sometimes when I'm at work, I work with children because I don't look like this every time. But I feel like whenever I need a quick fix or I have a call in between, I'm like, let me just put on my favorite lip combo and I feel much more confident about myself. So I always like to carry this in my bag.
All right. All right. So what is your favorite color lipstick?
Definitely this like nudish, pinkish. Sometimes I like a bold red, but I'll have to feel really bold that day.
Yeah. It also depends on the event, I think, on the mood. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
of course also on the color of your dress, on the color of your gown, and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Good.
You're excited about my gown?
Yes. I'm going to ask you about that later. Okay. So now, okay, here's another deep question.
Mm-hmm.
What belief do you have that most people would disagree with?
Wow. Well, I have one thing I firmly believe in, but when I say this to people, they're like, "Oh no, you cannot be serious." But I really believe in astrology. Because I feel like when you look at the history, they did it when in the very ancient times they looked at the stars and they were like, "Oh, this and this and this is gonna happen." So I feel like there's a source of truth in there, and also learning about the different zodiac signs. I definitely see it back in people, and I'm like, hmm. And that they could be telling me stories, and I'm like, "That's because you're a Sagittarius," and they're like, "Oh, come on, Cam." But I really like to believe in it.
Sagittarius is a good sign because my father was a Sagittarius.
Mm-hmm.
He
I'm
was
an
born.
Aries.
You're an Aries, yeah.
Mhm.
Aries, what is your birthday?
March 22nd.
Okay. Aries, I'm Aquarius. Yeah.
Ooh.
So
All
what
of
are
my
the
best friends are.
I don't know a lot of people who are Aries. What are the typical qualities of an Aries person?
Okay, so an Aries, like Aries,
Definitely
Leo.
not dumb.
We should always remember this. No, but Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius are fire signs. So as an Aries, you're very passionate, you're very energetic, you have great leadership skills, and you're very loyal as well. So I would see myself as an Aries. And one negative trait of an Aries, because we cannot always be always naming the positive things,
Right.
is is that we are very impatient, which is it could be true. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, come on, come on. I'm like very impatient. So I would definitely see myself as an Aries.
There. What about your sister? Is she an Aries too?
No,
Since
she's a Sagittarius.
oh, okay, okay, okay. So you guys really get along very well with each other.
Yeah, because we are both fire. So when we're together, of course, it's
Ah,
gonna be a fun time.
that makes a lot of sense. Cool. Here's a fun question. Kim, if you could teach a new class in school, what would it be and why?
Well, I always thought about this question because nowadays I feel like schools, of course, education is amazing. Let's keep that out there. But to be really honest, I feel like the education needs to change a little, shift a little into a more modern school because like of course the subjects we can in school are very very important, but kids could learn a lot more about, for example, being more intelligent in emotions, like emotional intelligence. I feel
Mhm.
like because the children are our future, and I feel like if they are gonna be leaders in the future, they definitely need to be emotionally intelligent. So I would make that a subject in school.
That's beautiful. That's is a great, great, great class. One.
Mm-hmm.
Emotional intelligence. Apparently, a lot of people don't even know what it is. I mean, we talk about intelligence like IQ,
Mm-hmm.
intelligence quotient, but we don't have any. We don't. A lot of people don't know anything about emotional quotient.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
it's as important as intelligence, like
is
IQ.
IQ. Yeah,
Hmm.
exactly, exactly. Good one. I love that. Um, Kim, what makes you sad?
What makes me sad?
What makes you sad?
Well, I don't really like to be sad, but of course I'm human and I have emotions. So what makes me really sad is when I see injustice because I cannot stand it. I'm very I like things to be happening right in the right way. And when I see something that is not fair, and maybe also because I feel like in my past I didn't always get treated fairly, maybe because I was blonde or because I was a woman, and I just cannot stand this because I feel like everyone should have the same opportunities, and this is why it makes me very sad to just see something that is not right. And sometimes we are very powerless and we cannot even do anything about it, and that makes me really really sad.
You know what? Yeah, I totally 100% agree. Me myself as an animal rights activist and advocate, when I see, let's say, like a video of an animal, a dog, a cat, a
Mhm.
horse, a cow being abused, and this abuse takes place outside of my country, obviously I can't do anything
No.
to that poor animal because that animal is outside the country. All I can do is maybe donate money to an animal sanctuary
Mm-hmm.
or an animal shelter. I mean, that's all I can do. Or even push for anti-animal cruelty laws,
Mm-hmm.
in that country. But yeah, I would agree with you because I see myself also as a very conscious person. When I see something that I don't think is right, I act right away to try
Mm,
to
that's
correct it,
good.
to try to do something about it. So once in a while, I don't know if you noticed, but in my Instagram stories, I would also, include post stuff about animal abuse, animal
Mm-hmm.
cruelty, because I want the world to know that these
Yeah.
problems exist, and it's important. It's really important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's really good that you do because, of course, animals cannot speak for themselves. So I think it's really beautiful that you do that.
Do you have any pets?
Yeah, I have a golden retriever dog.
Oh, they're beautiful.
Yeah, I love her. Her name's Bailey. She's such a
Bailey?
star. Yeah, Bailey. Do you know the movie? I think it's A Dog Purpose.
Yeah.
We got the name from that, where she's like, and my name is Bailey, 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 Bailey.
How old is she?
She is 7 right now, so she's turning a little bit older, but still has the energy. So
So so when you throw something, does she retrieve it? That's
yeah,
I mean
definitely.
that's their job is to retrieve. That's what they call retrievers, okay?
Yeah, she's so warm because whenever I get home and I had a long day at work, she always there for me and she always waits for me. And I feel like dogs are so loyal. And this is so beautiful about animals in general because I feel like they cannot speak because they give love through their actions and not words. And this is something humans can learn from.
That is true. And their soul is so pure,
Yeah.
I mean, they're yeah, like when I look at my dog, she's like lying on the couch right now, peacefully
Can
taking a
I
nap.
see her?
She's just taking a nap. And then, I mean, a dog's life is just so simple. All they want is food, a toy,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
lots of love. That's it.
Mhm.
That's all they need.
Yeah.
Compared to us humans. I mean, I feel ashamed. Here I am buying all these stuff from Temu, all
Mhm.
for myself, and not getting anything for my dog. Like, how selfish of you, Rafa. You need to change that. Just
Well, you
saying.
have good self-reflection.
I will have to do a lot of deep reflection. All right. So, Kim, what makes you happy? Happy.
What makes me very happy is, well, a few years ago, I gave classes in school about the subject around violence. And what makes me really happy is when young people realize that this is not good. And I've experienced it because first I came into class and, well, I came in with my sash and they were like a bit laughing about it because I live in a small town and they were like, oh, look, there she comes. But then I talked about my subject and what happened to me and how I think we should change that. And suddenly the whole energy in the class shifted, and somewhere felt like they could be open with me. And this makes me really happy when they tell their stories. And I can just, as an older woman, like these girls, maybe around 15, 16, and me as a 25-year-old woman, I can help them. And maybe they don't have to go through what I went through because they get told, like, this should not happen to you. Like, for example, I told that, do you think it's normal when a boy pushes you? And they were like, yeah, it's normal. It can happen. And I was like, this is in reality very concerning because you should not be okay with someone pushing you or touching
Exactly.
you.
Mhm.
So it made me really happy to see that shift in their mindset. And whenever someone gets a success, I'm also very happy. And if that's me, I'm also very happy.
I love that. I really do because again, whatever you feel inside reflects on the outside.
Hmm.
And it's the same thing with any type of situation. Like if you're working, let's say, for a company, okay, whatever the top management feels, it trickles down below
Hmm.
to all the employees as well. So, and also, of course, having good, wonderful, beautiful parents that you have, they seem to be very kind and generous, and they taught you all the right values, and it shows on you. It shows
Thank
on your
you.
on your personality. Now, where the hell is Groningen? How do you pronounce it? Groningen?
Groningen.
Groningen.
Yeah, that was a great one.
All right. Where is it? Like, I've never heard of it. How
And
big
so
is it?
it's actually very big, but it's just not the capital. You have if you have the Netherlands, like let's say this is the Netherlands, then you
I see the
have
map.
Amsterdam, Rotterdam, and then you have Groningen. It's near Germany, so it might
Are,
not be the most popular one, but I really love the province. We have a lot of like woods and just nature. It's good.
do you guys still have windmills there?
Yeah, we do.
You do? Okay. The traditional ones, the Dutch ones, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we do.
That's wonderful. I've always wanted to see like a real Dutch windmill. Yeah,
Should come.
I will. One of these days I will, definitely. So
Ooh.
maybe next year I will.
Yeah.
Now, okay, that is the end of our silly, stupid, dumb questions. Now, before we continue with the games, I just want to acknowledge our viewers who are watching this chat. Hello, everyone watching. We have Vihan from India. Namaste. Oh, okay. He's
Hi,
all this,
namaste.
it's all these comments. Um, he's asking, Kim, did you really do lip filler?
I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I have to be honest, I did.
And he's saying that your lips actually look natural. So
Oh,
yeah, so that's what people think when they look at you. Yeah, they do look natural to me.
maybe I don't have to say it anymore.
Kim, do you have a boyfriend?
I don't have a boyfriend because right now my focus is really with Miss Grant. Um, if I were to have a boyfriend, he should be really, really supportive of this because I would never stop chasing my dreams.
100% agree, because sometimes boyfriends could be a headache. They could be an obstacle in
Mm-hmm.
pursuing your dreams. So
Mm-hmm.
it's great that you have postponed having a boyfriend. Now, after you win Miss Grand International, then you can start having a boyfriend or dating, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Good.
it can happen during, but he has to be really supportive and patient with me.
Exactly. And if he truly loves you, he will be very patient.
Mm-hmm.
Uh Advice from Dion, my humble opinion for Kim, speak from the heart, be more articulate, and personalize your answers. I think you're doing a good job so far.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think she's doing great, Dion, I think. Comment from my good friend Ralph. Hi, good morning, Rafa. It's great seeing you interview with my friend Kim. Hello, Kim. Hope all is
Hi.
well with you. May you have both a wonderful and a blessed weekend. Thank you, Ralph. Ralph is just so sweet. He's a
Thank you.
very sweet guy. So thank you, Ralph. All right. Now let's play some games.
Let's play it.
Game number one is called This or That. I mentioned two things, and you just tell me which you prefer. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Let's do it.
Christmas or New Year's Day?
Oh, this is such a hard one because I love both,
Oh,
but I
what happened to
feel
the
like
connection?
Christmas is sorry?
Yeah, my connection went dead. Okay.
Oh,
So
I'm
let's do it
sorry.
again. Christmas or New Year, Christmas or New Year's Day.
I really, really love both, but if I must choose one, I would choose Christmas because this is really where the family comes together. And of course, I really love my family and I love the time we spend together. During the pageants, it's so busy that sometimes we forget that we need to spend time with them as well. So I really love Christmas because we all come together, we have such a great time, and it's such a warm period. So I would choose Christmas.
Good answer. Morning person or night owl?
So, as much as I would love to say I'm a morning person, I'm actually a night owl because I feel like in the nights I get so creative. I get so many ideas. So, I'm a night owl.
Perfect teeth or perfect hair?
This one is almost impossible. So, because I would like to have both. But if I really must choose one, I would say perfect teeth because I really love the power of the smile. And I feel with a good smile, you can give people the feeling that they belong.
You know what? I would agree because it's much cheaper to just buy a wig to change your
Hmm.
hair, whereas with your teeth, it could be very expensive
Yes, it is.
to have good teeth, right? So yeah, good one. Travel alone or travel with friends?
Ooh. For right now, I would say travel alone. Because as much as I love my friends, I already traveled a lot with some of my friends, and I feel like traveling alone really can open new doors and really can help you with improving yourself and learning more about yourself. And I feel like that's where I'm at in life right now. So I would choose traveling alone for just to switch things up.
Okay. TikTok or YouTube?
Actually, I grew up with YouTube. I grew up with the music videos, and I don't think I can ever do without. So I would just have to go with YouTube.
Good answer. Good one. Morning shower or evening shower?
I wish I could do both.
Well, you can because one is in the morning and one's in the evening.
Yeah, but it's not really the best option for either your skin or so if I have to choose, it depends on what my day looks like. But
Mhm.
if I have a really busy day, I would like to shower in the morning to feel fresh all day.
Okay, good. Lipstick or lip gloss?
Okay, so lip gloss is more glossy, but it does get my hair stuck in it sometimes. So I would have to go with lipstick.
Okay, that's true, but there are certain types of lipstick that are glossy and sticky.
Yeah, but it will always
Right.
be a little less than the gloss. The gloss is so sticky that when I go in the Netherlands, we have a lot of wind. So when I go outside, it's like stuck there.
All right, Good one. Game number two. Tell me your favorite skin. What is your favorite color?
My favorite color is blue because I really love the ocean. And actually, when I went to Dominican Republic a year ago for the TV show, and they had such blue waters, and that is really my favorite color.
I've never been to the Dominican Republic and I've always wanted to go. I've heard so many good things
Yeah,
about
you should
the
go.
country and some of the famous beaches, beautiful beaches, are there. One of these
It's
days I
really
will. Put it on my bucket list. Ding, Dominican Republic.
yes.
Kim, what is your favorite flower?
My favorite flower is the sunflower.
Just like me.
Oh,
I
well,
love
I know what I
sunflowers.
would give you when you visit in the Netherlands.
Thank you.
It just makes me happy. I don't know, the colors and it stands so tall. I
Yeah.
really love the sunflower.
And they always smile because they follow the sun. They always follow the
Mhm.
sun wherever they go. Yeah.
Mhm.
Good one for sunflowers. Kim, what is your favorite drink?
My favorite drink is, well, I cannot say water. That's too plain. So I would have to go with tea. I really love a good tea.
Do you put anything in your tea, like honey or lemon?
Sometimes I do with the mint tea. It's so good. But I actually just really like the green tea. It's also good for your skin.
Yes, it is. Definitely. Definitely. I agree. Kim, so what is your favorite holiday?
My favorite holiday. Christmas?
Christmas? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have to go with Christmas. It's just so I really love all the lightning everywhere and just the feeling it gives me, you know? I cannot even describe it. It's just the feeling you get with Christmas. It's so warm and so loving and with spending all time with your loved ones. I really love it.
Now, does it snow a lot in the Netherlands on Christmas during Christmas or winter?
Um, when I was younger, I remember it did, but recently not as much. And most of the times when there does come snow, it's in around February. So we have to shift it back to December. It's better.
Well, that makes sense. Kim, what is your favorite music?
My favorite music is pop music because I can sing to it, I can dance to it, and I can make those music videos in my head. So I really love pop music.
So what is the last song that you downloaded from iTunes store?
Ooh, actually, I own Spotify, so I don't really do iTunes, but I think it was very long ago when I did, and I was
Yeah.
fan of One Direction, the band, so
Yes.
it was those number little things from One Direction.
All right. Good one. Kim, what is your favorite word?
My favorite word.
Word.
Word. Empowerment.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah, I
How often
really like it.
how often do you use it? Every day.
A lot, a lot. Especially in my advocacy, it's just all about empowering. And even with the pageant, I feel like this is what pageantry is all about. It's just women amongst each other that really empower each other to be the best versions of themselves. So it's a really, really strong word in my vocabulary.
Do you do affirmations being somebody who's interested in astrology? Like, do you do affirmations like in front of the mirror
Yeah. Yeah.
sometimes? Like
Mhm.
what do you say to yourself in front of the mirror?
Well, a lot of I am worthy. I deserve everything that comes to me. I deserve to be happy. I Yeah, I'm worthy of everything. I can achieve everything. I don't have to be afraid of other one's opinions, and I don't have to keep myself small because I already have everything inside of me.
And I am an empowered woman.
Definitely gonna add that one.
All right, game number three. Would you rather, Kim, would you rather be a slow talker or a slow walker?
Well, as an impatient person, this is really impossible. But if I have to choose one, I would choose slow talker because maybe it really can help me with expressing myself better. Whereas a slow walker, I would not have the time to be a slow walker.
Wouldn't it be funny though if you're both a slow talker and a slow walker? That would be very annoying to me, okay? That would be very, very annoying.
Yeah, to me too.
Because unlike you, I could get very, very impatient, okay? Because life is too short.
Yeah, exactly. I need to, I feel the rush all the times. And then I'm also a slow walker and a slow talker. Like, how do I get through my day?
You know what? Like, when a girl competes in a pageant, one of the important preparations is about time limit, especially
Mhm.
during the interview or during the question and answer portion. I think in Miss Grand International, they give you like 30 seconds to respond to a question, and sometimes it's impossible to respond to a hard question with just 30 seconds because there's so many things to say. But that's one of the challenges. You have to time yourself. Oh my God, I only have 30 seconds. What can I say? How can I make my answer short, but yet deep and profound? That sort of thing.
Hmm. Or just be a very quick talk, like blah blah. It's so much more words.
Yeah, I like that. You can say so many things.
Yeah.
Oh my God. All right. Kim, would you rather always be 10 minutes late or always be 20 minutes early?
Definitely always early because I feel like you just have to respect other people's time as well. Um, I don't like it when people are late, and I don't like it when I'm late myself because I feel like you should just keep your word. Just be on
Right.
time.
Exactly. Time is of the essence. It's
Mm-hmm.
always,
Yeah.
and also not only that, but time is money. All right. In the
Yeah,
business
exactly.
world. So good.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Kim, would you rather have another 10 years with your partner or a one night stand with your celebrity crush?
Well, to be really honest, I would rather be with my partner, which I don't have yet, but I really do believe in invaluable like relationships, and I would never throw it away for just one time adventure. Because also I respect myself way more than that.
Well, what if the celebrity crush is uh let's see, is Cristiano Ronaldo?
Ooh, well, I would still have to stick with my relationship from 10 years,
I,
but
I
if
was
we're
just testing. I was just testing you.
I checked the test.
Good one. You passed, girl. Woohoo. Now, would you rather have universal respect or unlimited powers?
I feel like unlimited power without respect is useless, so I would go with the respect. Because if people don't respect you, you can have all the power in the world, but you will not be likable
That's true.
because
That's very,
respect
very
needs to
true.
be earned.
I never thought about that, but that seems to be very true. Good. Kim, would you rather lose all your money and valuables or all the pictures that you have ever taken?
Well, this is really, really a hard one because, of course, both are very important to me. But I feel like the pictures I've taken, I cannot. I don't want to be old and not have anything to look back to. Whereas money, I can always get it back because one of the easiest things to get in the world might be money, especially when you live in the Netherlands. So I would pick the pictures. I want to keep them.
Well, you know what? Since we're living in the digital age, you can save every photo or image or video that you've taken.
Mm-hmm.
Just put in your iCloud for
Yeah.
permanent storage, okay? So,
Yeah, we need the permanent storage.
we do up in the sky somewhere, forever. Last one. Would you rather be 11 feet tall or 9 inches tall?
Wow, well, I would definitely go with 11 feet tall because I've always kept myself small a long period of my life, and right now I'm all about staying tall on who you are. So give me the height with it. I will just rock it.
Good. All right. Well, the taller you are, I think the more respect you'll get from people. That's what I heard.
Yeah, you believe
Yes.
so?
Yeah, taller
Mhm.
people tend to be more successful than shorter people. That's
Wow.
a statistical truth. That is a statistical truth. Yeah, taller people and beautiful people are more successful than ugly people or short people.
Oh,
But
wow.
that's the truth. Yeah.
Well, we really need bigger heels.
I know. Oh my God. All right. Now I'm going to ask you about your gown. Can we talk about your
Okay,
gown? Can we talk
we
about your
can.
gown?
We
Can
can.
you, all right, please. I mean, you don't have to reveal all the details, but
No,
give,
we can. We
give us some
can
hint.
reveal.
Give us some hint.
Well, one hint I can give is it has two pieces, but I'm not gonna tell what. And what other hint can I give that doesn't give much away? Because I really wanted to keep it a surprise.
Does it
Um,
reflect your personality?
yeah, definitely, definitely.
Okay. Now, is it made by a local designer or by a foreign designer?
A foreign designer of Philippines.
Oh, okay. All right. Now, all right. I think those are enough clues. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, we want to be surprised. Now,
Yeah,
so there's no is there a costume competition? No.
no,
No.
no, there
Okay.
isn't.
I know there's a swimsuit competition.
There is.
All right. Now, how do you feel with in your catwalk, in your swimsuit walk? Do you feel very confident?
Yeah, I come from afar. I come from so far because catwalk wasn't always my strongest thing. When I first competed, I walked like with my hands like this. I was looking like a bird. So I really improved it, and I went to a lot of coaches, a lot of different coaches, because of course everyone has a different
Styles,
way. Yeah, so I can really, from all these different coaches, I was able to create my own style a little bit. And I have to say, I'm going to Melissa next week to get a catwalk training from her, the queen herself.
of course.
So, yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really confident because I feel like this is the best version I've been in a long time, and I really look forward to doing the final show on the 15th of June.
I am so excited, and I know last year they live streamed the finals, and I hope this year they will do the same because I want to see the live stream. I just want to see all the girls, all the beautiful girls compete, on the same stage. And I
Mm-hmm.
think last year they had 16 girls. This year they have 13, I think.
Yeah,
13.
true.
Yeah. Yeah. So who do you think is your biggest competitor, Kim?
Woo! Wow, this is really a hard question. Hmm. Well, I must say that I didn't really look for it because I really want to focus on myself. I really want to see myself as that winner. Um, but if I have to think right now, I think Yento really does a good job on social media. So, I
No,
would say Yento.
what state or what city she's representing? What province?
Utrecht.
What is it?
Utrecht.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Wonderful. Well, that's good to know. That's good to know. I think competition is a very healthy thing. And that's the only way how you can actually improve. If you
Mm-hmm.
see it's but you're right, you're actually competing against yourself. You cannot
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
you cannot compare yourself with the other girls because once you do that, you lose your focus. you lose your
Yeah.
attention to yourself. So that's good. All right, girls, that's one big lesson you need to know about pageants. You're
Hmm.
competing against yourself and not with the other girls, okay? And you're competing not to make friends, okay?
Yeah. Which could be fun as well.
Well, yeah, You're competing strictly focused on winning the crown.
Hmm. And not
Well,
only nationally, but also internationally already.
internationally as well.
Hmm.
Exactly. Listen, I had a wonderful time getting to know you and chatting with you. I feel I really know you much better. And I hope the rest of the world also feel like they know who the real Kim is,
Hmm.
Miss Groningen. And we can't wait to see you rock that stage next month for Miss Grand Netherlands 2025. Okay.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for this opportunity because I reached out to you for doing the grand talks with Kim, but this is even better. So thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. And I really enjoyed talking with you. You're such a nice person to talk to.
Thank you. Now, I'm gonna once this interview is up on on my channel, I'm gonna tag you so you can share it with your followers. And I'm also going to include your social media account so people can follow you
Thank
on
you.
your journey to Miss Grand Netherlands. Now, Kim, before I let you go, is there a message that you would like to tell your followers and your new fans out there? Hello.
Ooh, my new fans. I would like to tell them that everyone has dreams and don't ever give up on them and don't ever let anyone say that you cannot achieve them because what you believe is what you achieve. And just be the best version of yourself unapologetically and don't let anyone hold you back because you're good the way you are. And that dream was planted there for a reason. So don't give up. Don't be normal. Stand out. Stand tall. And I believe in you.
And on that note, okay, feel empowered by everything that Kim has just said. It's all about empowering yourself, loving yourself, and also, of course, believing in yourself. Because if
Mhm.
you don't believe in yourself, who else is going to believe in you? Simple, right?
Exactly. Hmm.
Listen, I'm going to send you like virtual kisses, virtual hugs,
I can feel it.
sending you positive vibe and energy on your way. And
Thank,
we're really looking forward to see you rock that stage next month on the Miss Grand Netherlands. Okay, listen,
thank you so much.
have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and we'll talk. We'll talk to each other. You know,
Yeah.
and hope this is not the end of our interviews. It'll continue. In
Hmm.
the future, because I have a feeling you will continue competing. Because once you've been bitten by the pageant bug, there's no stopping you.
No, exactly. There's no
Competing.
stopping me anymore.
It's just it's part of your purpose in life now, okay?
Hmm.
Competing in pageant. All right.
Exactly.
So have a wonderful weekend and I'll talk to you soon, okay?
Okay.
Bye,
Thank you
people.
so
Thank you for
much. You too.
watching.
Thank you for watching, everyone.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Take care. Bye.